Jay Tactical here today, and I'm going to do a short review of the Plum Crazy AR-15 polymer lower. As you can see here, this is the lower complete. It initially came with this hard plastic grip. This was the first mod that I made to it. The grip, as you can see, only has one place for the finger, and it's not very comfortable to use. So Personal Defense hooked me up with this Hogue grip. It's got the cutouts for the 3 fingers. It is rubber and it is very comfortable. This is a mostly polymer lower. Everything on it is polymer with the exception of inside with the trigger assembly. You can see the hammer there. I push it back. Hopefully you can see the metal springs on the side. So that, in addition to recoil spring and tube, those 2 pieces are metal, but the rest of it is polymer. It came with a 6-position stock that's polymer, so it is pretty light altogether. The takedown pins are polymer on it, and you know, for the price, I think it ran about $130 with tax at my local gun shop. It's been a great lower so far. There are a couple things that you want to keep aware of when using a Plum Crazy polymer lower. First, one of the things you want to make sure with this is if you are testing it out and, you know, for lack of a better word, playing with it, you can push your striker back. But one of the things you want to do, if you want to pull the trigger on it, you need to hold pressure on the striker and let it up. Since it is polymer, you don't want to just pull the trigger and let it hit against the wall here. It can break the hammer and some of the parts on the inside. So that is one thing that you want to be aware of with that. You don't want to just dry fire it like that. The next thing is when we add an upper to it. And I have my upper here. It's a DPMS Oracle flat top. I will review that in a later video. You can put it together like this, but it's a lot easier if you go ahead and push the striker down. Put it on safety so it doesn't pop up on you. Slides in. Push your pins in. And your lower is attached to your upper. So one of the interesting things with this lower that you have to be aware of is that once you flip it to fire, pull the trigger, it releases the striker and you can hear it go click. The thing that is unique to this lower that is different from metal one is that now that the trigger has been fired, you are still able to flip this to safety. There's the safety off, the safety on. With the metal one, you're not able to flip your safety off until the gun has been charged. I've read several different things that this is a design flaw from Plum Crazy. Some said it was just designed to do that. And I've read some things that in the next generation of this polymer lower that they will address that issue and not be able to do that. The issue with this is that if this is your first AR, as it was with mine, you may get a little overexcited to test some things out and charge the gun and see how it works. So the problem is with that hammer, it is sticking up like this. It is on safety. The safety is on, but you are able to pull back the charging handle with the safety on. You can do it. You can feel it build up pressure in there, but it doesn't take a lot to go ahead and pull it back. The problem with that is with the safety on and you pull back the charging handle, you can break the trigger assembly on the inside. I experienced that because I didn't know any better at the time. You know, luckily the place that I bought it from helped me out and put a new trigger assembly in it. You know, but I even asked them about it and talked to them about it, about charging it while the safety was on, and they said, oh yeah, it's no problem to do that. You know, it's called running hot, so you charge it with the safety on, and then as soon as you're ready, you flip the safety off. You know, even I guess they aren't as familiar with it as I thought. They gave me the wrong information. Doing some tests and looking at it on the internet and reading a bunch, I found out that this is a problem with this lower. So, you know, if you want to charge it while you're checking it out and you need to make sure it's on, the safety's off, then you're able to charge it just like your metal one. And then at this point on your metal AR, you would be able to flip it to your safety, so you weren't able to shoot. But again, with the polymer Plum Crazy, after you pull the trigger, you can still flip it either way. So that's one of the things you want to be aware of when you get this lower. The other thing that you want to be aware of with this polymer lower when you get it is if you want to make any mods and you're using a vise and you're sticking something in the magazine well here and you're putting it in the vise and you're twisting on it or turning on it, you have to be really careful about that, because again, this is polymer and you can separate the magazine well right here. You know, I've read several things and talked to people that this is pretty common in it. I've heard Plum Crazy's warranty will not cover it, but I've also heard that in some instances people have sent it back and had it replaced. So, you know, that's one of the things you want to be aware of with it. Other than that, the weight of this is great. That's why I got it. I wanted it to be a budget AR and lightweight. So for those two purposes, it has been really good for me. Thank you for watching, and leave comments.